There was a man waiting for us in the hallway. His eyes were blue and gleamed like an axe left in the snow. I backed up against my father as he tried to shut the door. "You pulling foot on me?" the man asked. "You could have stayed downstairs," my father said. "Is this it?" The man turned the cold blue light of his gaze down on me. This, and the way he referred to me as it, pushed me back against my father, who said, "To hell with you, Clarity, if you won't let me talk to her first." With his lazy shifting of his weight, the man removed his shoulder from the wall and stood up straight. I noticed his free arm crooked at the elbow and disappeared into his coat, where a butt of gunmetal shone. In all my time around saloons and gamblers, I had never before seen a man place his arm on a firearm. With the look of faint accusation, he retreated down the stairs. The heavy tread of his boots, the clop, 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 descended with increasing slowness, like a dying heartbeat. At the foot of the stairs, there was a creaky floorboard that I knew well, because I liked to jump on it on my way to the dining room. The board groaned as he paused on it. I asked my father, "Who's that man?" He swallowed like a man forced to drink poison. He said, "Look here, Gumdrop. This man is called Clarity, and we have a little deal going. For it to work, I need you to play along. Can you do that for me?" So I smiled and said, "What's our play?" "He thinks he won a little girl in our card game, and you're going to go off with him and do what he says, all right?" "It's okay," I said. "When will you come get me?" "Soon. Real soon."
The day I met her, she was in a strain, as she was sitting alone in her seat meant for three, dressed in a humble check skirt, plain pleats of her white blouse and the open fooling coat. On her head, a hat of black straw barely covered her ginger hair, lashed with hue and extent, loosely curled, and faceted as drops of water condensed from the snow. It was her beauty that drove everyone off. An exquisite face, unblemished as an infant's, fanned by long black lashes, unlined in its fearsome symmetry, but sealed away as if on display in a glass case. Her mouth, though red-lipped, was not the flower bud of matchboxes and calendars, but a tense line that seemed to bend under pressure. Her eyes, black and elusive, were a prize sought by admirers, but when caught made them all regret. Eyes like blades wrapped in velvet, soft by all appearance, yet suddenly, with an instinct unsheathing, sharp enough to cut the souls of men. And as I knew her better, my fear of her became all. She was a genius. Because she could do some of the things Jesus could do.
"What are you telling them, you fool?"
Nothing, the truth.
"The truth is not for you to say. We don't need to attract attention among these local people. Your job is to take care of the winnings and keep quiet."
If you were not so talented, you would not talk to me this way.
You presume too much. You and people like you, all snug and safe in your warm houses and your arrogance. Have you seen what I've seen? Do you know what desperation is? Had you been ripped from your family, forced into petty criminality against your nature, maybe then you'd understand. My life before was what I was intended for. Maybe not marriage and children and church socials, but I could have been like you, sitting and staring with the luxury to judge, to be just another sheep among the flock is no trick. Try keeping your easy virtue when forced to consort with monsters, until you know what that's like. Who are you to judge me?